that in mind, make sure you have your cameras or phones ready at all times. You should still be able to get some great photos. Mostly we're going to be driving slowly, especially around the animals, so you'll still get great views of anything that does happen to be out. Now this first area is known as the Lumitary Forest. Here the animals use their colors and markings to help them blend into their surroundings. It does make them more of a challenge to spot though, so you'll definitely want to pay close attention to the bushes and the plants, because these animals are experts at using them as hiding spots. A lot of times we won't even notice them until we're right next to them. But let's see, over on the hill to the right, there's a couple of okapi up there. Beautiful animal with those zebra striped legs. Now the okapi is actually a member of the giraffe family. They're very shy. They weren't even discovered until the early 1900s, so we're still learning quite a bit about them. Watering holes like the one to our left are great spots to keep an eye out for black rhino. There are fewer than 5,000 of them remaining alive in the entire world though. That's because they're being hunted and poached for their horn. If not for that, they'd be virtually indestructible. They can weigh over 3,000 pounds, and their hide can be up to 3 inches thick. Now, it looks like we're going to have to keep an eye out for the rhinos a little further out on the reserve, though. Just up ahead, I can see some bongo, also some greater kudu. The greater kudu are the ones that look like large deer. They're the second largest, tallest antelope. They'll get to be about 5 foot at the shoulder. And those are female kudu. Males would have long spiral horns. The bongo is also known as the ghost of the forest because they're so good at hiding. Their horns go straight back on their head, which helps them to be able to glide quickly and easily through the brush without getting tangled. Well, let's leave the forest and head to the Sapi River. Over in the river, we get a great opportunity to see some pretty cool aquatic birds and animals. You'll definitely want to keep an eye on the surface of the water. It's the easiest way to spot the animals over here because they do spend most of their day down in the water. You're going to be looking for things like hippopotamus and crocodiles. Now there are a couple hippo here on our right. We're going to move a little further up in a moment. There should be a larger group of them just around the corner. Now they are nocturnal. They'll come out at night to feed on the riverbanks. When they do, they'll eat about 80 to 150 pounds of vegetation. They can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. There's more hippos to the left. We call a group of hippos a bloat, so there's a small bloat of hippos. Those large white and gray birds are pink-back pelicans. They get that name from the pink color that appears on their back during mating season. And now we're going to head around the corner, cross over the last section of river, and start making our way to the savannah. On the left, you can see some Nile crocodiles. They can get to be up to 20 feet long. Please remain seated for me. That's as tall as a giraffe can get. Sometimes you'll see them with their mouth open. That's how they regulate their body temperature. They can weigh up to 500 pounds apiece. And now once we get up to the top of the hill and around the corner, we're going to be heading into the Serengeti grasslands. Leg spans are extremely important. They stretch for hundreds of miles across East Africa, acting like a super highway for the millions of migrating animals that make their way through each and every year. Now this is truly the wild Africa that we're trying so hard to protect and preserve. At the bottom of this hill, we see some white-bearded wildebeest, also some waterbuck. The wildebeest is also called the gnu, that's G-N-U, because of the sound they make. They sound a little like a cow, only much lower, and they take part in one of the largest annual land migrations in all of Africa.
That's going to be on this side.
The waterbuck are usually found around marshy areas. They secrete an oily type substance through their coat, which acts as a water repellent. The very small antelope over your right shoulder, those are springbok. Springboks are full grown at 2 to 3 feet tall, making them the smallest of the antelope out here on the reserve. When they get excited or frightened, jump about 10 to 12 feet in the air repeatedly, just like they're on springs or a trampoline. Alright, if you take a look on the left, just past that tree, you'll see some African wild dogs or painted dogs. Each has its own unique pattern, just like our fingerprints. That's how they recognize and identify one another. They run in packs of 5 to 15. They are led by an alpha male and an alpha female. The red mounds that you see scattered about, those are termite mounds, and they're as hard as rock. They're very useful to the animals out here though. The tall, skinny ones are often used by elephants and giraffes as scratching posts. Sometimes you'll see them rubbing their neck or their back on them. Once they get worn down, the smaller, more rounded off ones are used by the antelope and the gazelle as lookout posts. So they'll get on top of them, that way they can see off into the distance. Make sure there's nothing out in the grasses that they need to be worried about. Now most of the animals here on the savannah are free roaming, so we never know exactly where we're going to see them at. Sometimes they are all spread out across the reserve, and other times they're gathered in just 1 or 2 areas. The animals are also the ones that shape this landscape. Elephants knock down older trees. That encourages new growth. The giraffes, they'll eat from the underside of the trees, allowing sunlight to come through so more grass can grow. Then cattle, antelope, and zebra, they're like the lawnmowers, while warthogs and gazelle trim and nibble up the edges. That's what creates this very well-balanced ecosystem. Now just around the corner, we're going to get a great view of some fly giraffes. There's one really close to the roadway. When a giraffe is born, they can already look a full-grown man in the eye. They'll stand about 6 feet tall, weigh around 150 pounds. Males get to be up to 18 to 20 feet, and the females average about 14 to 16 feet. Now these two we're going to have to go by really slow. They're way too close for us to be able to stop next to, but we will go by nice and slow so you can get a great view. Now giraffes have very long tongues. Their tongue, hands inside please. Their tongues can get to be about 1.5 feet long. They can curl the end of it and use it like a hand to grab a hold of any leaves or bark that they want to nibble on. And there's one of the younger giraffes here on our left. Actually, they're both here. The one closest is the female. The male's up on the hill. They're both about 1.5 years old. And we can probably stop for a second right here. Now we're going to head over to elephant country. Along the way, we're also going to pass Monkey Point, see if we can spot some mandrills. Mandrills are the largest monkey. They have bright red and blue markings on their faces and bottoms, so you can use that as your guide to help spot them. Oh, but I see a very young male elephant up ahead on our right. Now this little guy is about 8 years old. Male elephants typically live alone or in small, loose bachelor groups. They leave the herd around 15 to 17 years of age. This little one's probably just venturing out, seeing what it's like on its own, but his herd will be pretty close by. They eat about 300 pounds of food per day. When they fan their ears, that's how they cool off. I'm not seeing any mandrills, so we're going to head up the road to try to find the rest of this elephant's herd. Female elephants, they bond with their young for about 15 years, making it the second longest bonding period or childhood of any mammal. Of course, first is human. They are being hunted and poached in the wild for their ivory tusks. They're also losing their homes to farming and industry, and that does bring them in contact more and more with humans, which can be very dangerous, especially if they get into crops and fields looking for food. So one of the things we've been able to learn about them is that they will try to avoid the sound of buzzing bees. So they've started putting beehive fences around the perimeters of crops and fields. As the elephants approach, they hear those bees, and then they alert other elephants in the area. And it's been pretty successful in keeping them out of those crops. There we can see a few more of the elephants. Now we're going to try to get a better view, maybe from the front. When they fan their ears like that, they can actually lower their body temperature as much as 15 degrees. It looks like there's some more elephants out front, so we'll probably stop on them. See the little one there laying on the sand. Yeah, the 3 youngest elephants range from about 4 to 11 years old. Now just around the corner we see some greater flamingo. They get their color from the food they eat, which is mostly brine shrimp and other seafood high in beta-carotene. When they first hatch, they're not pink at all. They're a light gray. They can take up to 1.5 years for them to turn pink. There's a pretty good view with the elephants in the background. Well, now we're going to head into white rhino country. They can get to be up to 5,000 pounds, making them about... Now this little one is also about 1.5 years old. Now the white rhinos are free roaming because even though they're quite large, they're actually very calm, docile animals. They can charge up to 35 miles per hour if they feel the need to, but that's mostly when they feel threatened. They have very poor eyesight. They can only see about 1 foot or 2 in front of them, and it's very blurry. But to make up for that, they have excellent hearing, so that's what they rely on and react to. And there's another baby rhino somewhere around here and a few more adults, so we might see them. She's camouflaged very well. She's got her head up right in front of that shelter and all that brush. She's exactly straight out to the left up there. They're the fastest land animal. They can reach speeds in excess of 60 miles per hour. They're also one of the only large cats with the ability to purr. Now, lions spend about 18 to 20 hours of their day inactive, resting, and sleeping. The lioness does most of the hunting. However, the male will do some. Mostly, though, he's going to stick around and protect and guard the pride. Now, we'll head around front, see if we can see any lionesses up there. There's zebras and more white rhinos to our right. Oh, what are we doing? Lunchtime. There they go. They'll be back around sunset, so that's a great time to come back and see them. They'll venture back out around sunset. Which they use for protection, also to dig out their burrows. And there's the other baby. Those are ostrich eggs on the ground. Those eggs can weigh up to 3 pounds apiece. They're able to withstand up to 500 pounds of pressure without breaking or cracking. And now we've reached the edge of the reserve, so I'm going to have to drop you off near the wartkeys, meerkats, more of the okapi. Might even see some baby gorillas over there. If there's any wilderness explorers on board, the name of this truck is Simba 1. You'll need that for your safari badge. Take a look around, make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Remain seated till we get up to the dock.